on day 2, man. So if you're already watching this on YouTube right now, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and also scroll up and down to the next interview and find out some more information. A lot of gems and jewels being dropped. I'm pretty sure my next guest is going to give you some jewels that you probably should be paying for, hopefully. Her name is Crystal. What's up, Crystal? What's going on? Welcome to K-100 Radio.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. Tell everybody, they may be watching this video, what is it that you actually do and what brings you to the MBE conference?
So I'm the CEO of a company called Digital Royalty Distribution,
Okay.
which is a full-service administration company, and we work with independent songwriters, producers, publishers, labels, making sure that their rights are protected and also make sure that they're paid their royalties whenever their music is being used on any streaming service platform.
All right, so you guys are are you more ASCAP or Sound Exchange?
So we're more so beyond ASCAP.
Right,
Sound
okay.
Exchange. So we are, we actually work with ASCAP,
Okay.
but we collect and we administer publishing royalties from like not just digital streaming service platforms, but also from apps and from social media networks like Instagram,
Right.
TikTok,
Right.
all these other platforms. I was actually invited to speak on the music publishing panel today.
Okay. All right.
And so, I'm just, honored to even be here and to be able to share my knowledge with other creatives and business people.
That's what's up. So what's obviously your service is necessary because people want to get paid. People want to get paid for their work. People want to get paid for their art. What's one crucial mistake that you think that you can alleviate? That I know that your company is here to actually. That's your whole role in your job. But before it even comes to you guys even getting involved, say an artist just starting out, what's a crucial mistake that they make? Like should they not be using digital distributors? Should they not be uploading music to the internet? Should they not be sending it into digital radio? Tell me some ways they can avoid some pitfalls and not getting to the checks. What's some of the stuff you guys got to clean up after people on?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so one of the main things that I see a lot with songwriters and producers is that they are not affiliated as a publisher.
Right.
And so that is one of the biggest misconceptions, and I always encourage people, if you're writing or producing music, you need to be affiliated as a publisher as well. You can affiliate as a self-publisher. You don't need an actual publishing company, and that is what a lot of people think. They look for someone to be their publisher when they don't realize they are the publisher.
Right.
So that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see that I have to clean up, because they usually use a company like Song Trust or someone else to collect and administer for them, but it appears as though,
Right.
looking at the music, it appears as though that publisher who's listed on your song is the original publisher.
And the owner of the content and the owner of the copyright and all that. It gets crazy and it gets deep but because so those companies, they're set up to help by design. I mean, I don't think they're nefarious in their design. I don't feel like the company, them or whoever else. So they're just trying to do something that a lot of artists just don't have it up here to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've noticed, a lot of people have been telling the artists, you gotta do it, you need to do it on your own, you should do it. But I meet some artists that just, aren't capable. They're great creatives, but they don't have a management, but they're great. So you're telling them to do things that I don't really think even if it sounds simple, but it's not for some people.
That's one of the first things that you need to do is affiliate with a PRO first, as
Right.
a songwriter and as a publisher, so that when you do sign up with an administration company, it'll be easier for them to collect your royalties and to keep things separated. And then once you decide that you want to transfer your rights over to someone else and remove them, it's not too much cleanup work.
Right.
So it's just,
Have you guys come across like just a super egregious, like to the point where it's like oh my God, you take on this person and they sign up and you take them on and they're owed like hundreds of thousands of dollars out there just floating and they're not claiming it? Like, have you had that happen?
Yes, I have. I actually have. And because people's catalogs are, oh God, I was working with a client one time. And he had over 600 songs released on digital service platforms.
All right.
His catalog was all over the place. And he had several different publishers claiming on his behalf. He had like 2 different publishing companies set up. He was in a administration deal with Warner. He was in a co-publishing deal with some songs with Sony, and he had Song Trust collecting on, like, it was crazy. So, and all of his
You mind
deals
telling me
had
his genre?
expired.
You mind telling me his genre?
No,
Just a genre.
no.
Just a genre. Don't tell me his name. Just a genre. It's okay. Just a genre. Was he a hip hop artist? Producer?
Hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
All right.
but I mean, you know,
It can happen to anybody. I know. I know. I just wanted to.
I've seen.
I know. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to just.
But listen,
yeah.
mind you, all of the deals were done.
Right.
His contract with Song Trust was expired. His deal with Warner had expired years ago, and Sony, that was done. Like, they had already released their rights, but he didn't do the work to revert it back over to his publishing company. So it was just a big old mess.
I think he might have been the first person that I interviewed that even used the term administration deal.
Really?
Yeah, because nobody knows what the hell that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being. Nobody knows what is an administrative deal.
So an administration deal is when you hire or you do an agreement with an administration company, and they offer you an advance for, to collect. So like administration versus publishing deals is you own 100% of your rights as the rights holder,
right?
And you're just paying a percentage of a fee to your administration company, like 10%, 15%. However, if you take that advance up front, you're not going to see any royalties until you're fully recouped on that. Let's say you do an administration deal for $50,000 or $100,000.
Right.
That administration company is going to continue to collect and collect and collect until they fully recouped. And then you'll start seeing your royalties after that, and they'll still continue to collect the 10% after.
Right. Oh, and the 10% after.
Yeah. So no, they'll take so after they fully recoup, now you still need an administration company to work on your behalf, right?
Right.
So now they're still paying your royalties to you, but in exchange you're giving them a percentage because they're still registering your works, they're still submitting your claims.
Yeah.
They're approving your licenses and shopping licenses so that your music can be used on film and TV,
right,
things like that. So I mean, it's a great opportunity. It's kind of like being in a publishing deal, but not giving away 50% of
right.
your rights.
And in that, one last question about that, in that situation, the administrative deal, they're collecting this all. Is there any push on them to get stuff placed? Is that still on you? Are they actually out there trying to because they don't make money unless you make money? Are they working any kind of deals? Would you say that would be their lane? I don't even know if that's necessarily what they're there for. They're just to collect money. But if you ain't making no money, they ain't collecting no money, right?
Exactly.
So it seems like it would be in their best interest.
It
To
would be
try,
in their best
if they got
interest.
connections, to actually see if you can get this music
Yeah.
placed, because we're the administrator, so they're doing that too, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
They should be doing that.
Right.
So you have some people who get into administration deals, and if they get them, they'll assign them with like a certain person
Right.
in that area and try to work with them to get them placements. But it's also the producers or the writers' responsibility to continue to go out there and work, because as long as that administration company is not able to recoup, you're going to stay locked into that deal. So you can't just necessarily depend on anyone else to bring you opportunities. You got to go out there and work for it still.
All right. See, I told y'all before we started at the very beginning, you was going to get some gems, some stuff you're supposed to be probably paying for. You probably should have paid interest into this conference to even get this half of this conversation that we just had right there, right now. All right, so that's it. We're cutting it off. We're stopping right there because we done gave y'all too much for free. That's it. Now, what I do want you to do is let everybody know if they want to contact you, your business, and everybody, and maybe get your services.
Yes.
Tell them where they can find you at.
So you can find me at on Instagram at _Crystal_Nicole or you can go to my website at digitalroyaltydistribution.com. But one thing before we wrap it up, I do want to make it clear that we are just an administration company.
Right.
We don't do administration deals. Okay?
Right.
We don't lock people into admin deals. We just administer your catalogs for you so that we could make sure that your catalog is presented to be as valuable as possible, so that when you decide to do an administration deal or a publishing deal, you have much more room to negotiate for a higher number.
Absolutely. Basically, they're going to organize all your shit. They're going to make sure you get top dollar so you ain't out here just floating, all right? And they're going to make sure everybody that's supposed to be paying you.
Right. That's it.
Got it. K-100 Radio.
K-100 Radio.